What's up, guys? Today we have week 1 of the Hive versus Palidan. Um, Palidan went 8-2 last season, I believe, so he's obviously a very good player, and I do want to get off a good side in this league. So without further ado, his team is the Zapdos, the Infernape, the Azumarill, the Bronzong, the Crocodile, the Heligo, Miltank, Mega Sceptile, Frostblast, Armaldo, and Fraxture, as you see on his screen, on my screen. So, looking at team matchup, automatically, Venusaur just absolutely destroys his team. Nothing on his team is going to be able to take care of Venu without a boost. Like Life Orb or Expert Belt in the Heligo doesn't take care if Venusaur is the right investment. And the only thing that can really OHKO it is Infernape at +2, +2 with the Fire Z move, which I do expect him to bring, because that has put in a decent amount of work versus my team as a whole. Other than that, I do have the Kyurem Black, which is pretty scary versus his team. His only switch-in is pretty much Bronzong to an extent, but Earth Power still hits that pretty hard, and it can't really do much back to me since I'm going to be quite a bulky Kyurem, and as well as Miltank. But that struggles in this matchup simply because it gives Terrakion easy switch-in, and it doesn't really beat any other mons on my team. Like Venusaur beats it 1v1 with Knockoff and Sludge Bomb. Skarmory can taunt it, Toxic it. I guess it deals with Rotom to an extent, and Starmie probably does 2-KO with a Hydro Pump, if I'm not senses. So I didn't really expect Miltank to come. I did prep for it anyway, but yeah. What else did I bring? Yeah, Mimikyu does are pretty good in this matchup. Like, it actually, if all I need is chip on things like Infernape and Mega Sceptile to put them in range of +2 Shadow Sneak, as well as Nihiligo, and I pretty much sweep with Mimikyu, which is pretty nice, since the Z move is going to kill Zapdos at +2 as well as Miltank. So that's pretty nice as well. Yeah, a pretty good matchup this week, which is nice. I didn't expect Azu because I have probably the best Azumarill check in the game in Mega Venusaur. Yeah, so there's that. Yeah. So, heading right into the game, I ended up bringing the Mega Venusaur, the Starmie, the Terrakion, the Mimikyu, the Kyurem, and the Skarmory. So, right off the bat, I noticed he didn't bring the Zapdos, which is pretty nice for me. Zapdos is pretty annoying, and I had pretty good check in Kyurem Black, who just came in and got off pretty much free kills whenever it came. So, could have been a good goal on his part, but I didn't really expect the Sceptile because between Venusaur and Skarmory, I deal with it pretty well as the Mimikyu. I didn't really expect that, but probably a decent choice overall over the Zapdos. I mean, it's not like the Zapdos would have done much versus Terrakion and Kyurem, and the Mega Venusaur as well. So, yeah, there's that. So, going over the team, I am a pretty bulky Venu with enough speed to a mixed defensive Venu with enough speed to outspeed Jolly Max Speed Azumarill and stop it from sweeping after a belly drum. Sludge Bomb, Knockoff, Leech Seed, and Synthesis pretty much beats his entire team. I don't have grass coverage, hit the Crocodile, but I doubt he's going to stay in anyway versus the Mega Venu, so there's that. I've got a Cobra, 2 attacks, Recover, Rapid Spin, Starmie. I didn't expect Azumarill to come, so I didn't pack any coverage for that. Thankfully, that did work out. The Terrakion is Choice Scarf, Adamant, Close Combat, pretty much murks his team. His only fighting resist is the Frostblast, and that's going to be a lead as well, so it's not going to be staying around for much longer. I am Fairy Z SD Mimikyu, which also murks him pretty hard as well. And a pretty bulky Kyurem, Ice Beam, Earth Power, Roost, Toxic for Miltank, and with the Chapel Berries to take an CC from Infernape, and it also guaranteed lives Paragem after rocks from the Nihiligo. Oh, I think it's a really max roll because I didn't expect him to bring a modest Nihiligo. But yeah, and this Scum set's pretty weird. I have a lot of spin on it to taunt Zapdos to stop it from recovering. Which would have helped the rest of my team. I probably didn't need the speed, but I thought that amount of speed would have let me outspeed a non-Scarf Crook as well. So I can taunt it before it's able to taunt me. Without the Scarf, I didn't expect him to run any speed in Crocodile. Like, he didn't need any speed in Crocodile otherwise. So that's the reason behind that. Looking at this team, I was fairly sure he was going to be SD FireMZ Nate. That puts in quite a lot of work versus me, especially if he's able to break Mimikyu's disguise and like kill and somehow like Pursuit Trap the Starmie with Deep Crocodile. He's going to be able to win with Nate pretty much. If I scat for Z with Venusaur, which I will need to do. Next he's got Nihiligo, who's also quite a big threat to me. He's pretty much got super effective coverage for every Mon on my team, Bard and Mimikyu, in Paragem, Psychic, and T-Bolt. Pretty much hits everything. I didn't expect Scarf so much more Life Orb, because being locked into one move is pretty bad versus my team. I can play around it pretty easily, and the Scarf is only really going to be helping versus the Starmie and the Terrakion. Yeah, and the Terrakion, which are obviously quite threatening. But yeah, I think Life Orb is the better set in this matchup. Obviously, he's going to be lead Spikes Frostlass. I saw in both my mocks. And it's actually pretty annoying if I'm not able to spin with Starmie, or somehow, for whatever reason, then Spikes in the field is going to be very annoying for my team to deal with. Obviously, I expect him to be Rocks Bronzong with Stealth Rock, and probably some kind of coverage for Kyurem and Terrakion, probably Toxic as well, because Gyro Ball is actually nothing to a max, like a bulky Kyurem. I wasn't sure what Sceptile said he would be. He's probably 4 attacks, or maybe even sub. I was surprised it even came, to be honest. He had such a terrible matchup, but yeah, we shall see what that is. He's probably going to be just 4 attacks, or sub, specialty based. Since physical SD is just going to be walled by Scum. So I don't really see that set coming. And finally, I did expect the Scarf Crocodile just to revenge a non-Scarf Terrakion and a non-Colboat Starmie, and also he checks Mimikyu relatively well with the Iron Tail, since Shadow Sneak is resisted. But yeah, let's hop right into the game then. I heavily expected leads Frostlass. It's pretty obvious, and I ended up leading with Venusaur just to get up the Mega, so I could take on this team easier. That's what I do. Okay, I'm just going to turn off how do I turn off the music? Okay, so turn 1, I'm just going to knock off, break the sash, obviously is what he's rocking. And right here, he just set up a spike. He's obviously going to go for another layer of spikes. I get disabled, which doesn't really matter. I'm just going to Sludge Bomb, hopefully get the poison. And I don't even get the poison, but it's not like it really matters. Destiny Bond's pretty obvious. I'm just going to go for the Leech Seed here. Because I don't want my Venu dying this early in the game where there's so much work. And right here, maybe in a questionable play, because I could have just Sludge Bomb again to kill this thing, especially since he can't Destiny Bomb twice. This gen anyway. And there's not really much that took advantage of me. I guess maybe Infernape, but yeah, I did end up going into Starmie just to potentially bait in the Crocodile for the Scarf, because I think that would have been the better choice if you were over the Sceptile. But yeah, I'm not sure there. There's no real reason I went after Starmie other than to hopefully get off. Other than hoping he would maybe go Crook to Hydro to try and Pursuit Trap me. I'll just kill that. But he doesn't do that. He does go to Sceptile, which is probably his better choice. And right here, I didn't want to go hard Venu on Dragon Pulse and get crit and get 2 KO'd, for him to stall out my synthesis. So I'm just going to go to Scum first to scout. He does just go for the Giga Drain, so Venu would have been an okay play there, but yeah, now I can just go Venu on the HP Fire, and it does nothing. It does 16%, which is pretty crazy. I just get a free synthesis off, and he goes to Nihiligo. And right here, I did expect him to go for Psychic. He could have, I talked to him after the game, and he did say he had T-Ball clicked and then cancelled into Psychic. I didn't think he could afford to go for T-Ball here because Psychic didn't even 2 carry Venu with his set, so I could have just Synthesis here to scout or like Leech Seed, and I would have been this 1v1. I was heavily debating going for Synthesis here just to scout and see if he would just T-Bolt predicting Starmie. But I figured like he can't really play around the Venusaur because that would have been because Venusaur is such a big threat to him. I thought he couldn't really afford to go for T-Bolt. Would have been a good play if I went Starmie or Skarmory. But yeah, I expected Psychic here, so I go hard Starmie here just to spin. As thankfully he does go for Psychic, and I just get a free spin right here. He could have Psychic again if he was Scar and 2 carried me from here, but it didn't really matter. My first priority was always to go for spin, just to get rid of the spikes, and it just ended up going Sceptile as well. So right here I get a free switch back into Venusaur as he goes for Dragon Pulse. That's 32%, which is 0, and I get a free Synthesis again. So right here I have a couple of options. Like, he's obviously going to go for Rocks. I could go out to Starmie and attempt to 1v1 it, but the combination, since I think he's going to be protecting the Toxic, and I don't have natural cure, so I think I would lose that battle in the end. So if I have to keep spinning to put up Rocks up, and it's not going to stop Rocks anyway. I could also go to Scum and try and taunt it in case he's like screens, but I didn't think he was going to be screens. And I could also set up spikes on this, I guess, but yeah. I tried to knock off my best play just to get rid of this item and to weaken him for the Terrakion suite later on, and for Kyurem as well, and Mimikyu as well actually, because pretty sure +2 Shadow Claw doesn't kill from here. Pretty sure. Anyway, in case he's some barrier or whatever too. Yeah, he just turns out to be a lefty. He goes for Rocks. And right here, Leech Seed is by far my best play. He has no switch into Leech Seed other than the Sceptile, which does not switch into Venusaur at all. So free Leech right here as he goes hard Infernape. And right now, I probably could have Sludge Bomb for free because Z-move into Flare Blitz doesn't 2-hit KO to Venusaur. But I don't know. If he SD'd on my Sludge Bomb, then he got a kill no matter what. And I probably would have had to stack Starmie or break Mimikyu's Disguise, neither of which I really wanted, because both are pretty useful in this game. Like, Mimikyu does stop a lot of his team, and also you can potentially late game sweep if that's not Scarf Crocodile. Even if it is, I have a lot of bulk invested into Mimikyu, so I could easily live an EQ, and probably an Iron Tail as well after Rocks. And Starmie's also pretty good because he pretty much no switch into Ice Beam plus Hydro Pump. And I could spin on most of his team. Well, not really most, but I spin some of his team with the Starmie. So right here, I didn't think he was going to go. He's either going to SD Z-move or go to Nihiligo. So I thought Terrakion covered each of those plays, and if he decided to SD, I would have just pivoted from Terrakion into Mimikyu. I doubt he was going to go for Flare Blitz right there, and I could have stopped him regardless. But he doubles up the Bronzong, which I thought was a pretty weird play. I guess he was going for the Sludge Bomb from Venu, but I didn't really think that. I don't know. I didn't think it was his best play. I thought because right after this, I would have got another free Leech Seed, and I guess he could have gone Sceptile, but I would just click Leech Seed again if he went Sceptile, because I mean he can't really touch me. So yeah, I wasn't sure why he went Bronzong, but yeah, obviously I had to switch out right now because I don't want to risk my Rincon versus the Bronzong. So I go Hard Storm here as he reveals the Psychic, and right now I'm just going to get off a free Roost as he switches into Crocodile. So the way he brought this in made me think he's definitely not Scar, because otherwise Crocodile would easily beat Skarmory 1v1. Skarmory would obviously beat a Scar Crocodile pretty easily. So I didn't think he was going to be the Scar. I thought it could be Taunt. Yeah, I thought the Taunt was his play here. And I have quite a lot of speed on Skarmory, so I wasn't sure he was going to run enough speed for like 242 Skarm. So I'm just going to try, hopefully outspeed him and Taunt as he reveals the Smackdown, which is pretty good prep in this part. I did not see that coming. Especially in mocks. I think both times I mocked, my opponent brought Scar Crocodile versus me. It's a pretty good bring though. Probably Toxic was my play there in that case, but I was hoping he would be slower, and I just taunted him. I didn't expect him to be non-scarfed and still run this much speed. Since he didn't really need it for anything on my team. But yeah, so right here I'm just going to go hard Venu with pretty much wall assisting for days, as EQ does 39, which is quite a lot. I don't really have much bulk investment into defense. But this Venusaur still takes it on pretty well. And he's just going to spam EQ to keep me low. He's going to spam EQ to keep me low. And I guess fish for a crit. He was saying he's trying to fish for a crit. But pretty much, I win this exchange. I'm just going to simp this up a few times. And when I get up to a high enough health, I'm just going to be able to drop a Leech Seed onto the Crocodile. And that would be pretty nice. And wearing it down. But unfortunately, he does get the crit of EQ, which really sucks because Venusaur literally just 6-0'd him at this point, which is pretty sad. But anyway, it's alright. It's Mons, so can't really complain. And I still have a really good chance of winning this game, simply because, Terrakion just rips through him at this point. So anyway, I go up to Starmie, since it's revealed he's not Scar. I'm going to go right for the Ice Beam, just in case he wanted to go hard into Sceptile and then hit both to Crocodile and the Sceptile. So Sceptile is a potential play because it really does nothing versus me. And Bronzong could at least take one close combat. So I didn't really expect him to go into that, but he does go hard Bronzong, and this is going to allow me to recover up. But he does go for the Toxic, which is not great, but it's alright. And I'm just going to spin here. This is probably a misplay, because he's going to get rocks no matter what with Bronzong, so I probably should just Hydrate twice. But either way, Starmie was not going to come out of this exchange alive, so it doesn't really matter. And I'm just going to Hydro Pump here, and Hydro Pump again, because it's obviously, I think he's just going to spam rocks at this point. So, yeah, it's a double down. Starmie goes down, and looking at this team at this point, Terrakion with Adamant Close Combat Scar just destroys him. So, I got a free switch into that as he goes Crocodile. So, the way he brought it in, and the fact that he's Intimidate, really just screams at me that he's Chuckleberry. And I didn't want to risk staying in and just losing my win con turn 1, because I probably would have lost if I went for close combat right here on his EQ. So I'm just going to go hard into Skarmory. And my only play at this point is just to Toxic the Crocodile. Hope he doesn't taunt, which he doesn't. And I'm just going to Toxic and wear him down. And my play right here is to Roost Stall him until he's in range of close combat, even after the Chuckleberry, which is what I'm going to do. So I got a Roost here. And right here I probably should have gone for the Spike, just to break a potential Sash in the Nihilego and like put Sceptile in guaranteed range of close combat in case he had like some sort of HP investment, which is always plausible. He showed me after the game that he did not, so he was always 100% in range of CC, but still. Probably should have spiked there on this turn right here. As he goes for CC and he gets 70% roll. I just roosted, and right here I'm just going to sack my Skarmory. It doesn't really help with anything on this team. Sceptile's going to 2-hit carry me with HP 5 since I don't have any Spadef investment. And and I only can hit over Toxic back. Nihilego beats me because it is T-Bolt, and Infernape obviously beats me because it is Flare Blitz. So no point in keeping Skarmory. I'm just going to sack it, and right now he's in guaranteed range of close combat from Terrakion. So I'm just going to go out to that, click CC, and yeah. So right here his play is probably to go out into Infernape, and there's no way I'm staying in a Terrakion, so most likely his play is to go for Flare Blitz and 2 KO Mimikyu or Kyurem Black. Yeah, it would have been a kind of 50-50, but I didn't really think about this much. I probably have to do calcs. I did win in the end though if I went Kyurem. I think I would probably have sacked Kyurem at that point and then gone Mimikyu and fired up a Z-move, because Z-move from Mimikyu does kill, and Z-move into Sneak does kill Nihilego, and at that point it's just Sceptile and Infernape left, and if I have my disguise up, then I net another kill, and at that point he has to get +2 of Nate to even kill Terrakion, so I'm pretty sure I still have the game in the bag. However, he strangely decides to go Sceptile, which means he has no chance of winning this game because close combat is going to kill, and he decides to go Nihilego after as well, which I'm not sure why. That was a bit confusing, but either way, I do knock out the Nihilego, and I'm just going to sack Terrakion to the obvious Mach Punch, go Mimikyu, and win the game with a Z-move, so that's pretty good. And that's going to be a week 1 game for the Hive. Pretty happy with it, did win. I played pretty well. I think I played pretty well. He did play pretty well as well, so I'm happy with that. Hopefully we can keep it up on week 2.